Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be going over the A Boogie template and how to get your voice sounding as close as possible to A Boogie with the hoodie, aka that smooth melodic trap sound that you've been hearing in A Boogie's albums and a lot of artists' albums over these past couple of years. If you guys do enjoy the video, do like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my Discord, where you can hit me up for mixing and mastering services as well as just advice in general. Also, feel free to check out my website so you can download all the templates used in my videos and make things a lot easier for yourself. So without further ado, let's just get into this video.
Gotta get that money, yeah, made it through the rain, I pray that things will get better. It's money that I beat, I'm chasing cheese, I love my cheddar. Tired of being broke, man, it's my niggas, I was fed up. Now all I see is green, my foot on gas.
So if you notice in this song specifically, the vocals are very melodic. However, they're not robotic and they don't sound too auto-tuney. They have their own space in the mix and they're just laid back, but they also have a lot of presence. It's kind of hard to explain. I'd rather just show you. So I'm not gonna hide the most important thing for the end of the video. I'm gonna show it straight away, which is the auto-tune settings. So on this specific vocal, I'm using Auto-Tune Pro. However, you can replicate it on 90% of auto-tunes. Just use somewhat near settings. So usually I have the retune speed on 8 because we're not trying to minimize auto-tune as much as we can. We want the auto-tune effect. We just don't want it to get to a point where it's very robotic. So I feel like having the humanizer on 10 allows for that perfect balance for the vocal to just be natural, however still have that trap rap like melodic sound that we're hearing in a lot of music.
Yeah, made it through the rain, I pray that things will get better. It's money that I beat, I'm chasing cheese, I love my cheddar. Tired of being broke, man, it's my niggas, I was fed up. Now all I see is green, my foot on gas, no I won't let up. Let a nigga try me and my family, I don't play that.
So you can still hear the auto-tune a little bit, but it's not overpowering the song. And guys, be sure to change your key and scale to whichever beat you're using. There's a lot of websites that allow you to get the right key. I use AutoKey by Antares. However, you can pretty much use anything. So first up on my chain, I have a de-esser, and I use this de-esser just to take out any S's because in the end, I do want to go for a bright vocal. So I like to de-ess at the start, so I know, so the de-esser knows to take out any unnecessary harsh frequencies. So I have this de-esser set at 5 kilohertz, 5.5 kilohertz range. Specifically, that's where the S's will be. And as you're mixing, you don't want to just keep hearing those harsh S's and harsh sounds. So I put a de-esser at the start just to eliminate all of that.
Gotta get that money. Yeah, made it through the rain, I pray that things will get better. It's money that I beat, I'm chasing cheese, I love my cheddar. Tired of being broke, man, it's my niggas, I was fed up. Now all I see is green, my foot on gas, no I won't let up.
So if you notice, whilst the artist is saying certain S's and certain harsh words, the de-esser just slightly kicks in just to bring it down a bit. And I feel like depending on the level of your vocal, this will vary. For the amount of input in my vocal, I put it on 34.6, and I keep the audio on split band. Essentially, that means that it won't lower the whole vocal; it'll just lower that frequency when the voice gets to a certain harsh level. Also on the chain, I have a SSL G channel plugin from Waves, which is probably one of my favorite plugins, as just changing a couple of dials really adds a lot of color and it gets the vocal a lot brighter, and you can just do so much with this plugin. So what I've done here, I've boosted 8 kilohertz by just around 1.6 decibels just to brighten the vocal up a little bit because we're starting off right now. We've done the de-essing. You know, we've prior to this, I've done the EQ, which I took away a couple of frequencies. So I've boosted this by 1.6 just to make it a bit brighter and make the vocal pop out a bit more. I was debating with the 3.5 kilohertz range how much I'll take out. I've taken out a tiny bit. However, depending on your microphone and your room, it might be important to take out a little bit more, a little bit less. It does vary. I've taken out a little bit of at the 500 hertz range. as I feel like most people are either making music in their bedroom. They might have a little bit of acoustic treatment. However, most people might be in their bedroom or even like a low budget studio. So I feel like the 500 hertz range is where vocals get very boxy very quickly, and it gives it that home studio sort of sound. So taking out 500 to 600 always gives the vocal a lot more clarity, and you guys should definitely try that out. Also, I've taken about 5 dB out of the 60 hertz, as I just feel like that's where the rumbling is and all those unnecessary noises. That's just going to make the vocal a little bit more cleaner from the bottom end. I've also done a filter at the 120 hertz, so anything below 120 hertz is essentially just dropped. I also have an R compressor by Waves, which I use on 99% of my vocals. It just adds that nice bit of compression in the box that you need. So I will show you what that's doing in this specific track.
Gotta get that money. We'll get better. This money that I beat, I'm chasing cheese, I love my cheddar. Tired of being broke, man, it's my niggas, I was fed up. Now all I see is keep my foot on gas, no, I won't let up.
It's not doing too much compression, but it's doing just enough to get the vocal to sit in a sweet spot in the mix. And you definitely don't want to overdo it with these type of compressors. I would say 6 dB would be the max. If you do want that over compressed sound, just always feel free to use 2 different compressors and make them work well with each other. Now this plugin is the Pultec EQP1A. I use UAD's version. Waves have their own version. A lot of companies have their own versions. You can get them at great prices. And this might just be my favorite plugin, as it just turning a couple of dials just makes the vocal just completely pop. So with this specifically, I've boosted a little bit at the 3K hertz range, as my microphone needed a little bit more presence without making it too bright. So I didn't really want to boost above 5K, as I didn't want too much of that airy sound. So I boosted 3K, and then to make up for that harshiness sound, I boosted a little bit at 100 hertz, just to give my voice a bit more body.
We'll get better. This money that I beat, I'm chasing cheese, I love my cheddar. Tired of being broke, man, it's my niggas, I was fed up. Now all I see is keep my foot on gas, no, I won't let up. Let a nigga try me and my family, I don't play that. All I need is money in my space, just like a Maybach. No, I said some things I did.
So as you can see, it does make quite a big difference. It pushes my vocal, when it's on, it pushes my vocal a bit more up in the mix, and it just makes it feel a lot more vibrant. Towards the end of my plugin chain, I'm using the plugin known as J37 by Waves. UAD has their version. A lot of companies have their own versions, so you can grab them at a cheap price. And this is just on default settings, and this just adds that nice analog grit that vocals are missing when they're mixed fully in the box, and it just adds that very nicely. And I don't know what I'd do without this plugin, so I'll show you the before and after.
Can you save me? Yeah, I said that I got you, ain't no maybe. No switching teams right here, no, I ain't Katie.
It also flattens out certain frequencies, so it's just a win-win plugin, and I use it about 70% of the time. I'm sure a lot of these famous engineers use this plugin as well, as it's just an amazing plug and play plugin. So let's definitely get into reverb. I feel like with BOOGIE especially, and a lot of these artists, it does feel like they're using a short reverb, like a plate. However, after listening and doing my research, I truly believe they use a Hall plugin, like a very wide plugin, but don't have it maxed out, just have it subtle. And what that does, it makes the vocal a lot more wider, and it gives that plate effect, but it gives it in a broader range. And I'll show you guys what I mean as I turn this on and off.
Can you save me? Yeah, I said that I got you, ain't no maybe. No switching teams right here, no, I ain't Katie. Yeah, and I swear to God, I'm running out of love. Mama said don't put no one above.
The vocal just sits in the back a lot more without being completely hidden and overpowered by the beat. So that's why I do recommend using a Hall reverb. I use Rverb by Waves. And Deverb by Pro Tools himself. It's a stock plugin. Just by having this Deverb by Pro Tools and setting it at Hall and not putting it up too much, just does the job perfectly, and the vocals sit nicely in the beat. Before I end this video, guys, please feel free to let me know what type of videos you guys would want to see. Also, feel free to join my Discord, where I do mixing and mastering services, as well as just general talks about mixing. And be sure to check out my website where I sell a lot of templates, including Juice WRLD and this A Boogie one, which will go up. So you can just enhance your sound and focus on your music. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.